Oh, okay, so look, here's the camera joining us. We're doing A10 with Mets, but it isn't really Mets because it's a super yacht pavilion within Mets. And I've got these three, what did Rob call you? Industry titans? Industry misfits. These three misfits from Riela Yachts, and you see two of them got nice warm jumpers because they live in the north of Europe. But over here, the man dressed for the beach is Mitch Labrie, and he's from the Monaco office. So we'll start with you, Mitch.
There we go.
Riela Yachts Monaco.
Correct.
What's it like being the person at the district?
Yeah, it's fantastic for us at the bottom because we're right at the source of what's happening in the yachting
Can I
industry.
push this slightly close so we can hear you?
So yeah, it's great.
And what's different about the Monaco office to the main head office?
I think the main difference with the Monaco office is that we have bespoke one-off service to direct clients. A lot of our clients are aboard or around board.
That's right, so right next to the client.
Right next to the client. So if the client calls me up and says, we need to have a chat, I walk up my office, I go, fly.
Just proximity is the key.
Yeah, proximity is the key. So unlike the Isle of Man, which obviously that they're a little bit more complicated to get direct. Right. So.
Yeah.
Extremely beneficial.
So for those people who don't know, Riela Yachts is headquartered in the Isle of Man, which is a small island. I think it's somewhere between Ireland and the north of Wales. So it's a lovely sunny spot with a little bit of rain and a little bit of wind occasionally.
And they have to encourage people because to encourage people, they keep tax low.
Yes.
Beautiful place to live.
Well, you live there, and you don't sound like you're from Yacht Man. How did you get to be part of this Riela team, Kurt? And what is it that you do? Because it's slightly different to what Mitch does. Mitch is all focusing on the customer and visiting and sorting out their problems. You're a little bit more behind the scenes, aren't you?
Behind the scenes. So I'm very fortunate that Rob, our founder, is very aware of the risks to businesses from a cybersecurity perspective. And so I came from a different industry, but with similar clients.
Technology kind of industry.
Technology industry, and so it translates really well.
So why is this cybersecurity thing important for yachts? I know that there's an IMO resolution that tells people about stuff, but why is it practically important as well as officially important?
So yachts think they're immune because they're on the water and they can't be touched. The reality is it's a very expensive asset that is very enticing for hackers or cyber criminals to go after. And so it doesn't take a lot to secure a yacht, but if you're not monitoring it 24/7 and if you don't have people behind you, 5 minutes and all your data's gone for your data.
So the 24/7 monitoring you run out of an operations centre on the island?
Some of it in the Isle of Man, some of it in the UK. It's really difficult to hire people in the Isle of Man. Not everyone wants to live in the Isle of Man.
Which is why we have Matthew here, because he's from mainland UK. And one of the things that you were telling me the other day, Matthew, was that it isn't all about technology. There's also the human element of security. You actually have to work with the people on board to get them to basically not to make mistakes, to create any chinks in the armour. Is that right?
Massively. I think the reason why there's such a big problem in yachting about cyber is because of the people. They haven't asked the questions. They were asked, since I've been in
It's a new area. People don't necessarily know the questions to ask.
It's not new. Well, technically it's not new. There's always been technology on board,
right?
But no one's ever asked the question.
Right.
That was a big reason why I changed from doing airtime, BSAT and other SATCOMs, but to kind of deal with the issues I was seeing every time I stepped aboard a yacht.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not a technically qualified person. I'm like Kurt here. And often I would go and walk the dock, as many of us in the industry do, to go and find new customers, to go and help. And I would be invited on board to have a chat. I'd be left with the iPad or the laptop to interface with that kit. They'd ask me who I am really, where I'm from, what makes me qualified.
You could be an intruder.
Could have been.
A cyber intruder.
Could have been.
That's actually a really nice guy, so that's the case.
Terrific guy.
So, give us a little bit of a feel. So, Mitch, you're very much into the yacht management side of what this company does, whereas you guys are a little bit more into the tech and cyber side of this. How many people, how many yachts, how many customers are you? We don't need to know any names, but what is the sort of scale of the operation? How many people do we have working within the Riela group? How many yachts and crew are we helping? What's the sort of size of this business? Because it's maybe not as well known as some of the other names, but it's quite a sizable operation, isn't it?
So up we have, so I've got 16 on the protection side.
Yeah.
So that's looking at protecting clients, and then we've got 3 on the rent team, which is attacking
Your team.
in my team.
Yeah.
And then tech, we have 6 people in tech, and then yachts. If you looked at between management, crewing, and safety and compliance, we've got about 6 people.
Wow. Just quite a big team.
It is a big team, and so we're not on social media all the time advertising what we're doing because of the industry that we're in.
Yeah.
And we don't need to. Very often you'll find in the industry it's all about trust and relationship.
Yeah.
And so we're very fortunate that we find the customers that are right for us, and they like our attitude because of how we look after them.
Nice. And then finally, we're back to you, Mitch. This is the question we didn't warn you about, which is how much fun is it going to the Isle of Man at Christmas to see all your colleagues when it's really cold and horrible?
It's almost impossible to describe the amount of joy that I have when I get asked for.
And how often do your flights get cancelled and get stuck and never?
It's never the
Seamless. Yeah.
He takes a private jet. What do you mean?
and I encourage as many meetings as possible in the Isle of Man.
There we go. You had it here. Mitch loves the Isle of Man. Thanks, guys. Have a good show.
Thanks again, you too.